Oh. I think it's really inefficient that I literally am using my phone to do this when the computer's right there, but oh wait. The computer's set already. I don't want to mess with it. Okay, posted one. And posted another. Covering week 4 of TT series. Just FYI for anyone who's there already, if anyone wants their games in particular to be reviewed, even if it's not from the TT series, you can definitely I can definitely look at them too. Maybe not today because I have a bit of a deadline today, unfortunately. Hey Forden, welcome. I don't think you'd benefit much if I analyzed your games, but you're still welcome to send your games. Yeah, if anyone would like the games in particular to be analyzed, definitely mention it. You know, put a link onto my Shogi Harbour channel or Blunderbuss channel, and I can definitely take a look at it. It might not be most in depth, but hey, better nothing. Anyways, chirp chirp, it's your bird Night Sparrow here. I have no water. This does not bode well. Let's hope I survive. I have a limit of 1 hour because I think after 1 hour, possibly even before, I might need to go do something. So I'm going to try to be quick here. Today, we'll be looking at a few games. Initially, I had, a TT Masters game and a TT Kings game set up, but honestly, all I would just do is ooh and ah at their moves. Like, I already took a look at, like, Jack-o'-lantern and Tulip's game from this week, and it looks amazing. There's a triple pawn sack to start an attack. Amazing. But I'm literally just oohing and awing, so... So this week in particular, we're going to try and cover some TTJ and TTS games and possibly take a look at them and see what is happening. So a bit more focused on TTJ and TTS this week. And we'll start off with our first game here. It is RC21 versus STB1 Kun. What did I say about this already? I've already forgotten. Excellent. Okay. So, let's take a look, shall we? We have pawn. We have third file versus static rook. Very cool. We go in for the sack. And we go for third file. Great. Hey, Jackni. Chino. I actually have your game right here. I think you can see that. So I will try to cover it. I haven't looked at it before. Hey, Jazz Brothers. I think I've seen your name before in the Shogi Harbour. So welcome. I am covering some TT games. This week I'm going to focus on the TTJ and TTS because I got a few requests. But in this game here, at move 7, we go rook over here, third file. But I think right off the bat here, there's already a weakness. We can just go over here, attack this rook, X-ray this lance at the same time. What can they really do? I mean, they can... Technically, this rook is protected by the silver, but a lot of people don't like the rook being captured so early on, right? I mean, the best move, I think, Gote would have here is just open and diagonal. So now you could exchange, and nothing really happens, or you can exchange here, and you got an exchange. But the diagonal being open basically counterattacks the lance. Very nice. I like the check piece set. Yeah, right. Uh, I I had never thought of why it's the check pieces, but oh well. I like them. They're good too. So yeah, just as a demonstration, if we do the exchange here, then center here probably have to do something like this, just to block this diagonal. And then now we have a bishop to work with. What can we do here? Not not too much. Not too much right now, but development happens and so on. They have a rook. A rook is not as good as a bishop in the early game, I think. Probably. Hi, Dino. The setup is good. I have the phone beside me here with the chat. I forget, Danito, do you want me to cover your game? I know you Danito'd all over it, but I can cover it after if I have time, if you like. If not, I can just do like a whole study thing. But anyways, I think that Bishop 5-5 here would be a pretty good move. They can't really block it. Like the Bishop 5-5. They can't really block with the knight. They can't really move the silver here. I mean, the rook can move away. But the only real place the rook can go is like here. And that kind of puts it out of commission for a while. So yeah, and then you can continue on to do normal development, so on and so forth. That Bishop 5-5 would be nice. If you have time, react to it and laugh in sadness. Okay, sounds good. That's probably not that bad, right? But moving on, we have our rook here. The opponent pushes their pawn. We takes. And note that this spot is actually not defended right now. And it'd be a bit annoying to have to defend it. We take the pawn. They drop the pawn again. I think I commented on this portion here. Bishop or move 18. Oh, not yet, I guess. But yeah, we retreat, and we have a dragon, which we attack, and we go back. Okay, so we got a dragon. That's pretty cool. Or laugh and enjoy. Hey, Pan. Well, we're shogi players, Pan. We're all sadistic. What are you talking about? We move the gold up and go take castles. Gote, actually, you don't need to castle. Well, I mean, you could castle if you want. That's the principled way, but you have a very, very nice diagonal here. A very nice diagonal to kind of do stuff with. I mean, you have a dragon already. We can just do this, kind of pin the rook and the bishop and the lance here all together. I mean, it's kind of cool little Mario pyramid here. Everything is defended pretty well with silvers and golds. What did I say about this? Ah, yes. So the reason why this pin would be really good is, let's say they do something, I don't know, anything. Like pawn, whatever. We can capture it. They can't really capture with the bishop because then we take the knight there. So that's not really a good move. They could take out the knight. That's possible. In fact, we'll just do that. Take out the knight. We have this pawn drop here. This bishop is actually a bit trapped here. Can't really go anywhere. So knight taking is not very good. Same thing. If you take out the gold, you have pawn drop here, capturing this bishop. So if we do bishop takes, we run into that old problem, right? We have that. And you could be like, oh, well, the rook is trapped. Now what, right? Now what? Good question. Now what? Well, gee, I didn't think this far. I mean, you could always exchange, and we just want a piece. You could throw pawn down, maybe. They can't immediately attack the rook. Not immediately, at least. I don't know, something like that. The gold can take it. If the gold doesn't take it, you promote. Is that any good? I'm not sure it's any good. I mean, this can take it. Silver's kind of hanging. I don't know. You might be able to get out. Or just take the lens. Oh, you mean this lens? You know what? Probably. Let's see. Instead of trapping. Yeah, I mean, that could work. Why not? This wall here is doing a decent enough job. I mean, if I were go to here, I'd probably do something like this. Try to dislocate this wall here. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely doable. But yeah, there's definitely an attack there. Something could have happened. But we castle. And that's okay. Honestly, castling happens. We open up the bishop now. That's great. The rook comes over, hoping for a trade. And I believe this is where my next comment is. Yeah, you can just... In-game, they traded. And you know what? That's fine. I mean, your knight is kind of in trouble, but you can just pawn. Pawn in the face. And that's actually a recurring theme of this game. Both players use big attacks. They don't really use their pawns and stuff to really get in the way. So that might be something to look into. Like, what do we do now? I mean, we could move out the way again and run to the age-old problem, right? Same problem, but now we can promote the pawn into a token, and that's kind of dangerous. What could you do here? Nothing really. I mean, you could put a counterattack. I don't know. Exchange bishops, maybe? Like something like this. And, I mean, you could argue maybe even this might be okay. Delaying the exchange. What can they do here? Not really. It's kind of under attack. They can take knight or lands, but we have a gold in our midst, and it could be just all-out war at that point. But anyways, a pawn here would have been very nice, but instead we go for the trade, and that's fine. We trade the bishops as well. That's fine. We go for this rook drop here. That doesn't exactly doesn't fork the silver, but that's okay. We make another dragon. And you know what? That's okay too. We have a dragon again. I'm putting a lot of comments on this game, actually. Pawn 6. Move 43, right. So the game goes on. Attacks happen. They're trying to take advantage of things being open. Another rook trade. Gold comes out to save itself. You know, we have a horse on this side now. Great. We get a pawn. Get a bishop. Big rooks again. Another rook trade. Kind of intense. I think move 43, right. So I think here again, you can just intercept with a pawn. So yeah, I think like, what do we do now? This rook moves aside. The rook's kind of just stuck there for all eternity. I mean, this rook is now free to go roam around, do whatever. And you always have this threat here, right? Ideally, the pawn's right here, and you know you can promote, but what can you do? Something like that. Something's simple blocking. You don't have to immediately trade. It's not checkers as they comment in there. It's not checkers. But yes, the game goes on. Eventually things happen. Mainly because this rook right here gets trapped. This poor rook. It just gets sacked for a gold. And then slowly and steadily, what happens is Sente here takes advantage of the fact that Gote has no pieces in hand. And so just slowly improves the position over and over and over, which is really awesome. By the way, I just wanted to show off this castle. Glorious. Wrong button. Glorious castle. It's like, I think it's slightly better. There we go. It's Jin Muso to the extreme. Good game, you guys. Yep. That's all I had to say about this game. We shall move on to. I want to cover Darknekros game. I actually did not analyze it, unfortunately. So let's go through it together. Why not? I don't know what has happened in this game at all. Looks like we have Static Rook. Static Rook got blocked. Maybe Climbing Silver. We have third file to counter. But it looks like typical Static Rook stuff. We open our bishop here. How's Gote going to counter here? Are they going to counter? We have the beginnings of a boat. And Gote's castling, that's fine. Climbing Silver some more. Climbing Silver on both sides. Double Climbing Silver. And we're just making wall of pawns. Wow. That's very patient, Darknekros. Excellent. Oh, okay, we got first contact. We have second contact. Takes. They really just let their silver get taken? Is it for this token? I mean, it's a very nice token. Very nice token. We take the pawn as well. Oh, wow. Okay. Takes. And now we're moving that as well. The third file rook is now available along with this token. This guy should be really dangerous. Oh, no, we just shove a pawn in their face. That's fine. They move all the way to this side. Ooh, this can be defended. Gets defended. Great. Token is now making moves. Okay. Token has made a pawn wall. And now we got second token. We go and attack the rook. That's fine. This is kind of really dangerous. This king is just middle of nowhere. Like, this is an excellent attack over here with the climbing silver and stuff. I can't draw straight lines. But this king is kind of just middle of nowhere. Oh, no, we just dropped a silver. This rook is almost trapped. Okay, they're letting rook get taken. Rook is taken. We have bishop exchange. Gold takes over there. Oh, we got the fork. That is an excellent fork. Good job, Ticketyboohoo. Do we take the rook? Do we take the rook? We took the rook. Okay. And we take the gold. So, who's going to win? This king out in the open versus this half-Mino king? Except Ticketyboohoo does not have too many materials left. We have 3 tokens. Oh my gosh. All right. We take more material. Okay. We have a rook drop. We always have this diagonal here to go back on too, which is kind of dangerous. Kind of dangerous to leave that open like that. I mean, you can block, but it's forkable material. Anyways, we take... well, we're off the diagonal. Never mind. We take the knight. We clear out the area. Awesome. But Darknekros is going for the king. Knight check. King goes up. Lance check. Silver takes. Pawn takes. Knight up. You know what? I was wondering how this king got here. That is kind of intense. Okay, silver takes. We have a dragon. A silver drop there. Do we have mate at this point? Does Gote have mate? How can Gote mate in this kind of position? I mean, silver drop here. Can't go up. Could go there. Is there a mate? I mean, I'm assuming you're aiming for a silver drop here, forking king and dragon. But is there a mate instead? Well, let's see. Silver drop. King just takes. Okay. Rook drop there. King goes back. King goes back? Oh, I guess we surround then, I guess. I mean, yeah, silver drop, you go here. Okay, hang on. Let's say pawn check. We can't go here, that's mate. Can't go here. Could we go here? Silver. Rook. We can run over here. So that's not really good. We can run here. Okay, what if before rook check we go knight check here? They can just take this. So maybe not like that. Maybe now we do rook here, and we're threatening something. What are we threatening? Nothing, apparently. Is this enough? This might not be enough. Is there really no mate? Okay, so there might not be mates. This game is nuts, right? Token factory. Right? Look at these sad, so many tokens over here. You got this poor horse got blocked by a token. Like, imagine if the horse was right over here. Imagine if it was over here, you could just pull it back to, like, I guess here. Can't really pull it back there, but you can, you can silver drop here then with the horse being here, supported. Things like that. That could have been very nice. Anyways, we got rook there. This is coming in, it's surrounding. We are threat mates, but we have silver drop. King takes. Silver drop with the pinned pawn. And gold drop. And lance takes. Mate. That is a good game. Wow. Both sides attacking. That was good. Good game, you guys. Excellent. Let's move on to TTS. I have 2 games from TTS here. Possibly 3. Denito, did you... Oh, yeah. We'll react to Denito's game if you have time at the end. But I first want to take a look at Jedge versus Drlennon, because I was kind of looking at the various games, what happened. The game was an anime battle. Yeah, that was intense. But this one here, I'll just click through a few times. It's a double Urashino game. Double Urashino, and that's kind of amazing. I didn't realize there's 2 people playing Urashino in TTS, but there you have it. I forget what Karo Sensei actually has a video, I think, on what to do if you're Urashino versus Urashino. So that's kind of interesting. What did I say about this? Yes, move 7. Let's go back to move 7 real quick. This is the wrong game. That's the wrong game. I'm going to close these games because I'm going to click on them like 10 times. For Sente, I know that Urashino uses pawn, but at this point in time, you might as well just... They got to trade it. You might as well have a pawn in hand, right? They could. They don't have to drop the pawn now, but at some point, like... At some point, you're going to retreat, and they're going to have to drop the pawn anyways. Because if they don't drop the pawn, then, like, let's say they just go on ahead with their attack, and now you have this move here, and now they can't prevent this token from coming into existence. So they got to drop the pawn. And you can choose whenever to drop your pawn. So, like, for example, at this point, they would need to drop the pawn. And then you pawn in hand. And that could be a big difference. Who knows? But anyways, both sides set up Urashino pretty much perfectly. Gote decides not to castle. No wall, no king movement. Sente doesn't have the wall, but does 1 king movement. And we have silver on this side defending. We have takes. Silver comes in for silver trade, but we have pawn over here first. Takes a silver. Bishop takes. And bishop takes over here. And pawn. Bishop goes back. Goes back really far. And rook takes here. And then Sente drops the pawn to attack the rook. The rook retreats. But what I would have liked to see is actually Drlennon, if you took the center pawn, I think this would have been really, really good. Like, just a sample line here. Let's say they move the rook for some reason or another. It's actually mate, almost. You sack the bishop, and if they take, which it's a full piece loss, you got silver drop into silver drop, mate. He just took over their whole center here. So, yep, if they somehow move their rook for some reason, you can have that sequence. Like, they don't have to retake the bishop, but now you have a horse that's attacking the gold, and it's not gonna be pretty. But even like, let's say they do a natural move, they make their silver wall. That silver wall. What did I say about this silver wall? I wrote this much about this move, by the way. What did I say about silver 4-8? It was still sack. So bishop takes, and there was a line: if rook takes, then what did I write in my line? Oh no, rook takes silver 5-7. Right. That's because it's defended by the rook. Bishop could take, but then you have a dragon here, and the dragon right there, it's pretty close to the king. So, I mean, rook moves away. Could do more things, I'm not sure. Maybe check at this point. Is this enough? Is this enough? I forget. Hang on. Gold takes. This takes. Rook takes. I don't think that was the line I was trying to go for. Maybe it's silver here. Silver here. And then if gold takes, silver takes, rook takes, gold takes. No, I'm missing silver. Maybe that's not a good move. All right, well, scratch that, I guess. So if rook takes, maybe it's not a good move. But if gold takes, for example, then you have this silver fork here, where if you go move along, you have takes, and then you have this pretty fun sequence here: gold check, king up, silver check. King has one move. Take the gold. We have silver takes, double check. King has to move again to take this. And now you have a rook in hand. Something like this. King has to go away. And I mean, I was looking at lines like this where we take here, we're threatening gold drop, we're threatening this rook drop, or not rook drop, but this promotion here. They have pretty much one move. It is this, protecting the bishop, stopping this from going to those two spaces, but we can still go here. Again, threatening the gold drop. Yeah, I mean, and then you have to do something like this. Something insane like that. Anyways, that's what I was looking at there. If only Dr. Lennon, you took this pawn here and did those exact movements. No, I'm kidding. But it was really fun to look at. There's a lot of possibilities there. I went all the way to it. It was kind of insane. Like, what else could they have done? Rook takes, gold takes with the silver fork. If they went rook 5-8 instead, so all the way back here, instead of bringing silver up, if they went rook 5-8, what did they say about this? Rook 5-8, pawn 5-5, pawn 5-5. Right, we didn't have enough attackers at this point. So if takes, and it might be like, oh well, we forked it, yay. Then something like rook here, rook drop, and we can't pawn because the bishop protects, so we can just take the free bishop. But now with the free bishop, or with the open file, rook takes down 5. We have token, right? Just a simple token, and we have potentially an attack here too. Like this is threat mate, so they have to do something about it. But yeah, something like that. Those are the lines I was looking into, and I'm so sad that you didn't play He didn't take it and open up all these lines. But that's okay. We retreat. We retreat. And I think I don't have really other comments about this game. Move 38, I guess. But okay, we build the wall. We go central rook. And there's a slight problem here just because Jedge, I believe, is a central rook player first. Yeah. So he went central rook against the central rook player. I had a comment about this. Right. I would have preferred this. Bishop 8-4, this attack here. And there's a reason why. In the game, things happen. This pawn gets pushed. And, we try to pin it, but they take the silver. And sure, there's a horse. Or at least a bishop exchange. But this pawn drop here isn't as effective. Mainly because your silver is gone. So, way back here, when we retreat the bishop, instead we could retreat it back over here. And if that whole sequence happens again, where we have rook, and I guess we do some other move in this case, and then we have pawn here, we have this move. Pawn drop, 5-7. If rook takes, your silver does not die. It lives another day. And in fact, causes havoc if something like this happens. Something like that. Could be very annoying. So what if bishop takes? Well, your silver still can escape. Right over here. Attacking your bishop. And yeah, bishop can run off and stuff. But again, we have this square over here. Just awesome little square. Protects your silver. Your silver doesn't have to die. So then, okay, well, we have silver takes. Surely the silver is dead. I mean, you could always move back. Could always move back. But I would just be like, sack. And now you have the same dilemma. Whichever one you take with, the silver will survive. And it's pretty close in the base. And you have silver in hand now, too. You can do stuff with that. But that's why this bishop here would have been really nice. Just adding pressure towards the square here. But anyways, we have bishop retreat instead. And central rook is just going to do central rook things here. Like, we have a diagonal here with the king, where the king is just going to safely go over here. Unfortunately, Dr. Lennon's king is over there, which is not as safe. The bishop goes back. This is really cramped. And Jedge is going to take advantage of that. We have silver drop here, going for this pawn here. Dr. Lennon tries to make some space, defend some stuff, but we have trades. We have a horse, 1-inch horse here. What do? We counterattack. It's unfortunately a bit too late. We have silver attacking here. It's a threat mate, so we move the gold over, protect. But we take it anyways. And we have rook drop, has to be blocked, and this side is now undefended. And we have this triangle of doom, this pyramid of doom here. And good game to both of you guys. I want to show off this pyramid. Looked very awesome. But also, double Urashima is kind of crazy. All right. TTS. Really, really awesome. Let's go on to the next game here. Those are all the games I analyzed, by the way. I also looked at Jack-o'-lantern versus Tulip. As you can see here, the only comment I had was there's a triple pawn sack, which is awesome. I don't have the game pulled up. But we have a request here. Balint versus Jackni. This is TTS as well. I have not seen this game, so let's take a look, shall we? We have pawn, rook, center rookish. We defend. Okay, we got central rook. Cool. Versus what seems to be static rook. We got some castling. We're what looks to be climbing silver. We castle, climbing silver, castle, climbing silver. Threatening the pawn. Not quite, but close. But I guess we don't allow the silver to do that. But we kind of needed our silver to get up here pronto to be the thing that defends against that. Like instead of moving the king, maybe seeing this, we go silver, 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 and we're just in time to not allow the silver to go any further. Kind of like a you shall not pass sort of moment. But anyways, that's not what happened. We had castling instead. And so we had to resort to pawn here, which they attack anyways. The bishop runs away. Oh, it's a check too. Nice. I mean, the check is to chase. I bet Carl Sensei has like a poster of that or something in her house. To check is to chase, hanging up somewhere. I wouldn't be surprised. It's such a good saying. This poor bishop's getting chased around though, and now we have a chess pawn chain here. If only that's how it works. We have silver here waiting to gobble them up now. But what happens? We take the central pawn. Ooh. So from first glance, it looks like Gote is doing pretty well here. Honestly, we have a static rook attack that's threatening to come over. We take the central pawn. I mean, we could just go haywire at this point here, right? What has happened? Okay, well, silver takes that pawn. We take that pawn. Bishop comes up. Oh, attacking the rook. We pawn. That's fair. We rook up. All right. Interesting. What could the next move be? They can't really take this. I would push pawn, right? What do? We make lance. Not lance. We make a promoted piece. And we trade that promoted piece for a knight and a horse. Fair enough. We have a horse. So it runs away. We have a lance. Okay. I mean, this is looking really, really promising. We lance drop to take silver. Oh, but they're counterattacking the diagonal. The weak diagonal here. We take the silver. But we're going to give them a horse now. Now what? Rook retreats. Silver drop. This rook is now useless. It is a glorified pawn. Our castle. Our boat castle. It's sinking. It's kind of sinking here. We throw another gold at it. I mean, you have 2 silvers in hand. Could we just throw silver at it? Our horse here is kind of useless right now, unfortunately. Like, as Gote, how would you attack? I would love, as Gote, to get my dragon over here. This horse is kind of nice, but a lance here would be very nice. Like, lance here is kind of premature. Was there some other thing we could do with this instead of a lance drop? Because at this point here, we want this lance drop defended by the horse. The only thing defending that is a bishop. So what if we did bishop drop here instead? Because this knight can always jump and attack gold. Oops. Okay. Knight drop. If we want to keep the diagonal, we go something like this. It'll be a trade then. Boop, boop. Does that give us an advantage anywhere? Where are all the advantages? I don't see the advantages there. Okay, maybe no knight drop. I would love to keep the knight drop. Do we just advance pawn? And get off this diagonal of doom? This is kind of not a very good place to go either anyways, but at least we're defending. Something like that maybe. We keep the lance drop potential there. So this bishop can't really move. It's just that we have a fairly weak castle and their central rook. Well, anyways, what happened in the game? We have lance drop. We take the silver. They get a token, and we're kind of running our rook around. But they trade off a what was that? Silver for gold. That's fair. We throw other gold up. Made a hole in our boat, and we have another token. That's always nice. Rook comes over here, tries to attack the other side. Our horse comes back to protect. Interesting. But knight tries to dislocate it. We move our horse back even more. They're just attacking. Oh boy. That's not good. That's not good. We might have needed a silver to defend this pawn sort of thing rather than horse. I guess we never get our footing back, do we? Anyways, we takes, knight takes. Oh. Oh. That's what happened? Oh. Okay. Okay, well, never mind then. Keep missing token. Oh, what does it sound like I'm saying? Token. Token? 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 JR token? So yeah, that's surprising. It was actually an illegal move. Well, good game, you guys. What advice would I give you? I mean, you made pieces and stuff. You made promoted pieces, Chino. That was a misclick. Aw, that's the worst when it's a misclick. But yeah, I might need to do a study on this rather than because I might not get the right moves and stuff here. But like, you make pieces, you made the horse and stuff. You take pieces, you have some in hand. It's just that by taking those pieces, you're therefore not threatening anything. Like all the way back here when you go, you trade your silver and basically for a knight and a horse. Like, you're threatening the silver there. Great. They're forced to move something. You take the lance. But once you take that lance, your tempo is over. You're not attacking anything. And now it's your opponent's turn to attack or do something, which in this case they castled. So now I throw it back to you, the tempo thing. Like, honestly, at this point, what I would have maybe like to see is just immediate pawn drop here, taking advantage of the diagonal again. And then you're on the back foot because you kind of have to defend this. Like, what would you do here? Maybe, I mean, that's not the best, but because it's threatening silver drop there. But yeah, what am I trying to say? Basically, you took a thing, which is great. You have material in hand. But because you spent a move taking material, that's one less move of you doing something else, like attacking, which your opponent then used to, well, not in this case, but they eventually used to attack you back. So here, you attack, and your opponent's like, oh, well, I think I'm faster. And it turns out they kind of were. And here, they're taking this, but they're also attacking your rook. So that's with tempo. So they take back. They take it again with tempo. They attack your rook again with tempo, adding a piece to the attack. Like, look how close this is to your king. Your rook runs away. They take a piece while attacking once more. So the trades happen. Which there's a saying. There's a shogi saying. If you trade into something, you're speeding up their attack. Like, imagine if we just left it like this. Like, okay. What can they do, right? If they you make a move, something. Like, if they trade, you trade. It's still about the same position, right? In fact, it's one less position because notice their horse is still over here. Whereas in the game, you traded, their horse is over here. It's one step closer. It's one step closer to your king now. So by trading, you actually sped up their attack. And this is actually a bit dangerous because the rook's there, amazingly. It's protecting this pawn. But if it wasn't there, this rook, this horse, They're coming in. They're coming in. Things are gonna get wrecked, sort of thing. But yeah, by doing the trade, by initiating the trade, you sped up their attack. Would it have been any better? I mean, could they take here? If we did nothing, could they take there? It's about the same. It's about the same, and we're running out of pieces in hand. I mean, at some point we can always trade for this rook and drop it somewhere, but yeah. So yeah, that's one thing. Trading or taking pieces without tempo means that you lost the tempo as your opponent's turn to attack. But also, trading speeds up their attack. So we traded here. Here you attack. And Melkor actually has an interesting quote here. I'm not sure if Nova's in the stream right now, but he gave this quote to Nova. When you attack a piece, you're actually giving them a chance to relocate. So by attacking here, you're actually just letting them move away. Is it applicable here? Kind of. This knight, this horse here is not greatly useful, not super useful. It's kind of useful. It's all right. Could be better. Okay, maybe it doesn't apply here. Never mind. Ignore that. You attack it, it goes away, and then you make a lance. And here's another example where, yeah, you made a token with the lance. That is great. You have another piece that can eventually attack, but notice the rest of the game. This piece does not move anymore. This piece, this piece does move. This piece does not move anymore. You kind of just spent one move saving your lance, to be fair, but making a token that's not going to do anything anymore. And now you pass the tempo back to your opponent. In endgame for Shogi, tempo is a very, very big thing. What do they do with this tempo? They move the rook over. They attack this. And that's when it led to like protection and stuff like that. They kept attacking. They never took their foot off the brakes here. Like even if they traded here as a check, even with misclick, like let's say that's what you're going for. What could they do here? I would have loved to see something like, well, it's a bit hard. I want to drop a pawn here, but the horse is kind of getting taken. And we're not having a full attack here, so I don't want to just sack it. I don't know, just retreat. This lance is not doing anything too much. I mean, we don't really have an attack here. This would be a bit silly. I don't know. I'm sure you probably looked into it, Jackni, afterwards. What you could have done if it wasn't a misclick. But yeah, there's lots of game to play still, it seems. That's too bad that I misclicked. It's unfortunate. But good game, both of you guys. Very back and forth. It's always cool to see back and forth stuff. And we have time. We have time, Danito. We have time. Let me go pull up the game you played. I hope it's in the results section. Hang on. It is not in the results section. You guys just played, right? Where's your game? Danito, where's your game? Hang on. I gotta look up Danito's game. My computer is very slow today. Hopefully you guys are having a good day. I was supposed to mow the lawn this week. Well, technically I was supposed to mow the lawn technically I was supposed to mow the lawn last month, but that results in Euro. Is it there? Okay, I'll refresh this. Anyways, I was supposed to mow the lawn at some point and I didn't. But this week I was like, you know what? I have a bit of time free later this week. Maybe I'll mow the lawn. It rained. It rained. I have an electric lawnmower. It rained. I can't mow the lawn anymore. That's my excuse if anyone asks. I've actually broken 2 lawnmowers because I mowed in the rain. Unfortunately, I think I actually have to go. Sorry, Danito, but I will take a look at it in the future. Anyways, I hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll see you guys next time. Next week, maybe. Maybe we'll look at some more TTK and TTM games.